Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter problem solving and estimation. The lessons we're going to cover today are estimate to solve word problems, word problems with multiple steps or extra or missing information, guess and check word problems, distance direction to starting point. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the lesson that is estimate to solve word problems. To fill an order, the factory dyed 455 meters of silk indigo and 900 meters pink. About how many meters of silk did it dye for that order? So 455 meters of silk indigo and 964 meters pink. We need to estimate the answer. So 455 plus 964 are rounded to the nearest hundred. 455 is rounded to 500 because 450, the hundreds digit is 4. Right next to 100, we have 5. 5 is equal to 5. So you need to round up. It would be rounded to 500. Same way, we have 964. 9 is at the hundreds position. Right next to 9, we have 6. 6 is greater than 5. So you need to round up. It would be rounded to 1000. So you need to add 5000 plus 1000. 5 that 5000 plus 1000 is, that was 1500. The correct option is 1500. Let's just start with the test questions. Penguins at the zoo are fed 2 times a day. A colony of penguins ate a total of 912 fish yesterday. During their morning, they ate 423 fish. After a few hours of swimming, were hungry again and ready for their afternoon feeding. About how many fish did the colony of penguins eat in their afternoon? Let's just add 423. About how many fish did the colony of penguins eat in afternoon feeding? That is 912 minus 423. 23. So 912 is rounded to 900 and 425 is rounded to 400. So 900 minus 400 is 500. The correct option is 500. Option number 2 is the correct option. That would be 500. Option number 2 is the correct option. During an average summer day, people in Belleville use 7,040 kilowatts of electricity from water and 6,444 kilowatts of from coal. In total, how many kilowatts of electricity does the city use on an average summer day? So we need to calculate the total electricity usually they use on an average summer day. So we need to round them off. 7,040 is rounded to 7,000 and 6,448 is rounded to 6,000. So we need to add 7 plus 6 makes 13. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 13,000. Option number 2 is the correct option. 13,000 it is. Ali is writing a report on the fishing industry. He found that last year one company caught a combined total of 99,000 58 fish in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. If the company caught 13,472 in Pacific Ocean, about how many fish did about how many fish did they catch in Atlantic Ocean? So the total fish they caught is 9,058 and minus 13,472. 99,058 is rounded to 99,000 and 13,472 is rounded to. This would be rounded to 1 lakh and it would be rounded to 10,000. So when you subtract, that would be 90,000. Option number 1 is the correct option. 90,000 it is. A large corporation is hosting a conference. So far, 896 attendees from the United States have registered. as well as 972 attendees from other countries. About how many total attendees have registered? You need to add them, right? So 896 plus 972. 896 is rounded to 900 and 772 is rounded to 800. So 9 plus 8 is 70. Oh, you need to write them off to the thousands. But why 900? 896 and 972. 972 is rounded to 1000, so that is 100, 1900. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is word problems with multiple steps or extra or missing information. So let's just start with the test questions. Felix walked 2 blocks from his house to the bus stop. He rode the bus blocks to the post office. Later, he came home the same way. How many blocks did Felix travel in all? So, 2 blocks from his house to bus stop and rode the bus 6 blocks to post office. So, 2 plus 6 is 8. This is one way he went to post office and then he came back the same way. So, 8 plus 8 makes 16. It is option number 3 is the correct option. Kendra has 10 more orange pencils than yellow pencils and 8 more yellow pencils than green pencils. The green pencils are 2 centimeters shorter than the orange pencils and yellow pencils. How many orange, yellow, and green pencils does Kendra have in all? Kendra has 10 more orange pencils than yellow pencil and 8 more yellow pencils than green pencil. The green, but we are not given how many green pencils he have, right? So the correct option is there is not enough information to solve this problem. Nick bought 17 large marbles and 13 bags of small marbles. There were 9 marbles in each bag. Each bag was 9 centimeter tall. How many marbles did Nick buy in all? Nick bought 17 large marbles and 13 bags of small marbles. There were 9 marbles in each bag. Each bag was 9 centimeter tall. How many marbles did Nick buy in all? So 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 1 is 9 and 2 11. 7 plus 7 is 14. That is 134. So that means the total ties they have is that is 134. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 134. Option number 1 is the correct option. Brad bought dessert of the to the class picnic. He brought 17 blueberry and 8 cherry pies. Each blueberry pie had 17 slices. How many slices of pie did Brad bring to the picnic? So you're not given how many pieces of the cherry pies we have, right? The correct option is there is not enough information to solve this problem. Matt wants to buy a jump rope that costs $8, a board game that cost $18, and a playground ball that cost 5. He has saved $9 from his allowance and his uncle gave him $13. How much money does Matt need to buy the jump rope, the game, and the ball? The jump rope cost $8, the pay board game cost $18, and playground cost ball cost $5. So 8 plus 18 plus 5. So that means total he need $31. He has saved $9 from his allowance and his uncle gave him 13. That is $22, right? So he have $32. 31 minus 22 is $9. So that means he need 9 more dollars, right? Option number two is the three is the correct option. That is $9. Ariel went to a pizza plate with two friends. They ordered a large mushroom pizza for $17.60 and a garden salad for $6.75. They also got two sodas for $1.5 each. The tax came to 1.40. How much change would they have received from $30? Ariel went to pizza place with two friends. They ordered large mushroom pizza for 17.60 and salad for plus 6.75. Also got two sodas for $1.15. 17.60 plus 6.75. 2 times 1.15, that is 2.3, plus 6.75 plus 17.60, that makes 26.65, right? Uh, and tax you need to add, that is 1.40, that is 67.0, that is 1.40. 28.05 is the total bill. You need to subtract it from the 30 just to see what is the change. So the change is $1.95. Option number one is the correct option. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is guess and check word problems. Let's just start with the test questions. At the calendar shop, wall calendars cost $9 and desk calendar cost $10. Janet spent $77 to buy 8 calendars. How many of each type of calendar did Janet buy? So at the wall calendar cost $9 and desk calendar cost $10. So 1 plus 7 equals 8. That means the total calendars are 8. Now just look at the cost. 9 times 1 because the price of the calendar is 9. And 10 times 7, that is 79. So if they are 5 and 3, 10 times 3 equals 45 plus 30. 75 is not the correct one. Now the next guess is 3 plus 5. So 3 calendars times 9 and 5 times 10. So 27 plus 50 is 77. Okay, so the correct option is 3 and 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Kara found 6 rolls of pink ribbon and green ribbon. Each roll of pink ribbon was 5 meters long and each roll of green ribbon was 9 meters long. If Kara found 46 meters of ribbon in total, how many rolls of each color did she find? 6 rolls of pink, right? So 2 plus 4 makes 6. Let's just use 2 and 4. So 2 times 5 plus 4 times 9 and together they makes 46. 2 times 5 is 10 and 9 times 4 is 36. So 46 is equal to 46. So that is the correct option. How do I know the correct option is 2 and 4? Just look at Kara found 6 rolls of pink ribbon and green ribbon. So 2 and 4 make 6. 1 and 2 is does not make 6 and same weight 4 and 6. So the correct option is option number 2, that is 2 and 4. A plumber bought some pieces of copper and plastic pipe. Each piece of pipe was 6 meter long and uh, each piece of plastic pipe was 8 meters long. He bought 4 pieces of pipe. That 4 is very important. The total length of the pipe was 30 meters. Now you need to see which numbers when added makes 4. So 1 plus 3 makes 4. Now we can check. 1 times 6 because the copper is 6 meters long, and 3 times 8 because the plastic pipe is 8 meter long and the total pipe is 30 meters, right? So 6 times 1 is 6 and 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 plus 6 makes 30. So 30 is equal to 30. Option number 3 is the correct option. They are 1 and 3. The correct option is 1 and 3. Option number 3 is the correct option. Jenna went on a quiz show. The question in the first round were worth 4 points. The question in the second round were worth 1 point. Jenna answered a total of 9 questions and earned 21 points. How many questions did she answer in each round? So she answered 9 questions, right? So 5 and 4, 4 and 5 makes 9, right? Option number 1, that is 4 and 5. So questions in the first round were worth 4 points, so 4 times 4. And questions in the second round were worth 1.5 times 1. 4 plus, and the total points are 21. 4 plus 4 is 16. 5 times 1 is 5. 16 plus 5 is 21. So 21 is equal to 21. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is directions to starting direct distance and direction to starting points. Okay, I'll just skip this lesson. The next one is use logical reasoning to find the order. So I'm going to start with the test questions, right? The raincoat is less expensive than the trench coat, but more expensive than the fleece coat. Okay, so the raincoat is less expensive than trench coat, but more expensive than fleece coat. So raincoat is expensive than fleece coat. Which coat is more expensive, the fleece coat or the trench coat? So they are the one that are less expensive, and going there, they are the one that are most expensive. So which one is most expensive? The trench coat is most expensive. The correct option is trench coat. Option number one is the correct option. Sasha scored more goals than Dayton. So Sasha scored more than Dayton. So that means Dayton scored less than Sasha. Sasha scored more goals than Tamir. So Sasha scored more than Tamir. That means Tamir is here. Who scored the most goals? So which is the correct option? The correct option is Sasha scored the most. The correct option is option number one. The most goal? Oh, Sasha scored fewer than Tamir. Sorry. Okay, that was Tamir. The art club has more members than poetry club. So Art club has more than poetry club, but fewer members than debate club. So art club has fewer than debate. Which club has the fewer members, the debate club or the poetry club? So which is the correct option? The correct option is fewest member, the poetry club. Option number 2 is the correct option. The Lions scored fewer points than Tigers. So Lions scored fewer than Tigers, but more points than Eagle. So Lions scored more than Eagle. Which team scored the fewest points? So which is the correct option? Eagle has the fewest points. Option number 1 is the correct option. The red team scored more points than the green team. The red team scored more points than the green. So red team scored more than but fewest point than the brown team. Red team scored fewer points than brown. Which team scored the fewest points? The green team. Option number 1 is the correct option. The carrot cake is smaller than the coconut cake. The carrot cake is smaller than the coconut cake. So carrot cake is larger than the strawberry cake. Which cake is the smallest? Strawberry cake has the is the smallest. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 6 math. The chapter we were working on is problem solving and estimation. The lessons we have covered today are estimate to solve problems, word problems with multiple steps, extra or missing information, guess and check word problems, and then use logical reasoning to find the order. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any.